All right, beautiful people. Today is Tuesday, July the 6th, 2021. Today is day 8 of my water fast. And as I began to talk, I realized that I left my retainers in. So if I'm talking a little funny, that's why. I completely forgot, right? I keep my retainers in longer when I'm fasting because I'm not eating anything, right? I don't have to remember to take them out. I really only wear them at night, but I figure since I'm fasting, hey, what the heck, leave them in, not leave them in, but of course I take them out and clean them, put them back in. Okay, but anyway, today was a pretty good day. Woke up with a lot of energy today. I was still a little parched, really parched waking up, which is telling me I'm still not drinking enough water. If you're not drinking enough water, it's going to be crazy. That's your body's alert to let you know, hey, get drinking something, right? You don't have to gulp down a bunch at one time, but what you can do, you can really kind of space it out and maybe like drink a cup of water an hour if you can remember to do that. Otherwise, when you realize you're thirsty, you start getting dry mouth, cotton mouth, it's time to drink some water, stay hydrated. So that's the biggest thing, remembering to drink enough water, but not drinking too much, because your body can really, from my understanding, your body, it filters water. I believe it can only filter like a cup of water. Don't quote me on this, but I'm almost certain. If I remember correctly, your body can like filter through like a cup of water, 8 ounces of water, like every hour. It could be every half hour. Don't, like I said, don't quote me. I'm gonna look that up and I'm gonna put it down in the comment section. But if you drink any more than that, you just gonna urinate it all out. That's why if you drink a lot of liquids, you will pee and it'll be clear because you're literally peeing out the water you just drunk, right? But you'll notice if you take your time throughout the day and you just kind of not just sip it, maybe drink a cup an hour, you realize you won't really be going to the bathroom that much because your body is going to take that water and it's going to assimilate it and push it through your body where it's needed. It's going to hydrate what it needs to hydrate, and your output really, it will not be that much. But if you, like I said, if you're just gulping down water, you're going to be releasing a whole lot of fluid and liquids, right? And that's okay. You might actually need to do that until you get your hunger pains under control, right? Okay. So let's see. Today I stood on the scale. I'm a pound lighter. I'm at 214.2 today. I still haven't started measuring myself. I probably will soon, but I just haven't. I just haven't gone to go get my tape. I got it in there somewhere. I just got to remember where it's at. But like I said, my energy level was pretty good today until I started cooking dinner for the family. Then I realized, I don't know, my legs just started to get tired. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hurry up and get out of here. Plus, on top of the smells from dinner, it's not that I'm hungry, it's the smells, and this food smells so good. You used to smelling stuff, good smells, hey, it's time to eat. But like I said, I'm dealing with my mind. And so I made a pot of chili for the family, right? Like I did like a half vegan chili, and then I did another pot that's non-vegan. But normally when I cook, I like to taste, make sure the seasons are on point. But during a fast, I have to forego all taste testing, and I have to use my kids to do it on my husband if he's close by while I'm cooking. Otherwise, like I told my son today, he said, taste some, it's so good. I was like, really? I don't need to add nothing else to it? He said, no, taste it. I said, no, I can't taste it. I can't even taste the sauce on it. I said, if I taste the sauce, I'm going to throw myself into complete oblivion, and I won't be able to start my fast over. Because sometimes when you break your fast prematurely, sometimes, at least in my experience, it's hard to kind of get it started back up the next day, because it's like and it really, it's not for real. It's really your whole mindset, because like, shoot, I done broke it today. I might as well go and finish eating the rest of the day, and then you know what? I'm gonna just start over Monday. I'm gonna just go ahead and I'm gonna nourish my body this week on fruits and vegetables. And normally it's not just fruits and vegetables. You add in other stuff. At least I was adding in other stuff, and I'm like, yeah, no. See, I know the stuff that I do, how I sabotage myself. So that's why I'm like, I can't even taste anything, and I have to do my best to hurry up and get out the kitchen, cook dinner fast, so I'm not standing in there torturing myself with all the good smells. So, but by the time I got done, I wasn't like tired, like dragging. I just felt like, man, I need to sit down for a few minutes, you know. But like I said, the energy was low, but it wasn't that low where it's like, oh my gosh. But I did go upstairs and lay down, you know, and I decided to put on a movie, watch it, you know, sit there for a little while. But I realized when my daughter came and wake me up, telling me my aunt was at the door, that the movie was watching me, right? I probably saw like the first 10 minutes. I was asleep probably about 30. But yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell today. Today was pretty good. I've had nothing but water. I didn't even get tea today. Although I was thinking about it, I really wanted some, but I'm like, I don't really need it. So I've only had water today. Matter of fact, I got this glass in my hand. I actually got some lemon juice in here. Not lemon juice, I'm sorry, lime juice. And I figured, let me go ahead and make this video, because when I go back upstairs, I'm going to be upstairs for a while. So I came on down here to do this daily update, day 8 of my water fast. Otherwise, I probably would have fell back to sleep, and then I wouldn't have had any light outside to come do it, because I like to do them outside. But also another note, and this is based on a couple questions. Somebody asked me, actually 2 people asked me this fast about my vitamins and stuff, if I take vitamins during my water fast. When I'm doing a complete water fast, I don't take vitamins. Sometimes I will, like doing a shorter water fast, like I'll make sure I'm taking my sea moss or whatever, and it'll vary between my actual sea moss gel that I make and the sea moss capsules, because when you're taking sea moss, at least from my experience, I really only need to take sea moss because of all the nutrients that it has in it. But sometimes I will add other stuff to it. Even in this era of COVID, I will add vitamin C, the quercetin, and zinc to it. You know, I will take vitamin D too, but I try and get outside as much as possible. But I will take vitamin D supplements daily. But while I'm doing a straight water fast, I learned from the first time I did my first 40-day water fast, that when I start to feel sluggish and I feel like I'm missing something and I need more than water, what I realized is I can start drinking coconut water, because coconut water is very, very nutritious. Matter of fact, I'm going to do a coconut water fast with, you know, I drink regular water, but I'm going to do a coconut water fast soon in the coming days. Well, it'll just be that. But if you look into coconut water is very, very nutritious, and it's high in minerals. So if any point during the rest of this fast where I feel like I need something, I'll bring in the coconut water. Coconut water is the closest thing. If you look at the medical evidence, coconut water is the closest thing to the blood plasma we have in our bodies. As a matter of fact, many years ago, before they start doing IVs as like a normal thing in a hospital, they use coconut water and put it directly into the veins of the patients, and it nourished them, and that's okay. And I'm like, what? So there's medical proof and science behind that. So you can get through a water fast. I'm just saying, you gotta deal with your mind and make sure you're not sabotaging your own self. Make sure you prepare for it appropriately, so you know what you're going to run into. You know what things are normal, what things are not normal, and make sure you break it appropriately. So for those of you who are doing a long fast but not as long as me, you want to know how to break it, there's some good videos on YouTube on how to do it. But I normally do it with watermelon or not papaya, what's the other, mango, right? And it's called the refeeding process, because remember, you've been without food for so many days, so you need to refeed for half the days of the length that you fasted. So because I'm doing 40 days water fasting, I need to refeed for 20 days, half the time, right? So if you're fasting for 8 days, you need to refeed for 4 days, just to slowly introduce food back into your system. And you start with small portions. And it's simple as that. You can't go back into eating big meals. You will literally make yourself sick. From some of the research that I've done and videos that I watch, some people have actually put themselves in a hospital, right? Eyes bigger than your stomach. And while you're fasting, especially water fasting, your stomach shrinks a whole lot, right? A whole lot. So you can't go stuffing it. And even during your refeeding process, if you don't want your stomach to go back to be as big as it was before you started fasting, then keep your refeeding meals small. Don't increase the amount. Just keep them like small, maybe salsa size or whatever it is that you want to do, and kind of keep them at that. You know, try and stick with, if you want to eat once a day, eat once a day. If you want to go into the intermittent fasting for a lifetime, do that. Intermittent fasting is where you are fast, including the time you sleep at night, maybe like 18 hours a day, and the rest of the hours, that's your eating window. You know, some people intermittent fast, and the hours they eat will be between 12 in the afternoon to 6 p.m. Some people do between 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. It just depends on you, what you want to do. And the rest of those hours, you're fasting. You're not eating anything, but you are drinking water, liquids, fresh juices. But to each his own. To each his own. You do it how you can best get through it, and just grow from there. What in the world, boy? My son came up here and sat on this thing with me. The whatchamacallit's coming out. Lord have mercy. That would have not been pretty. Boy, go get your dad's mallet. See, boy, I tell you, that would have not been pretty. Them kids out here swinging and pushing it like it's a darn roller coaster. You know, boy, I tell you, my kids, go get that mallet and fix that, please. I'm done on the swing. See, that was my piece. That was my piece for today. My next to the oldest son, come out here. Okay, y'all. So, I think that was the only thing I had to share. Remember, I told you on day 6 for me this time, bowel movements have stopped. Remember, that's normal because you're not putting solid foods in your body. The only thing you're really going to be releasing is urine. You know, depending on how backed up your body is, and like I said, if this is your first water fast, you may still be eliminating longer than 6 days, right? It's going to clean out your colon, and when you get to the maybe like 10 to the 15th day, you're going to have, if you fast that long, you're going to have a big release. And if you've been hydrating yourself appropriately, everything that has been backed up in your colon for years will hydrate, and it will release itself. And you're going to also see a little bit of that. Stop, Jeremiah. You're going to see a little bit of that in your refeeding process as well. And you want to stick with fresh fruits, high water content, fresh fruits, because that'll go in and hydrate your colon in a whole nother fashion. Because sometimes water doesn't necessarily get into your colon. I mean, it gets in your colon, but it'll kind of pass through real quick. But when you have fruits going to your colon, it goes a little bit slower, so it has time to brush up against all that hardened material that's been in your colon for years, and it's wet, and it'll hydrate all that old material, and it'll act as friction, and it'll begin to push it out. No. So when you begin refeeding and your bowel movements start up, they'll start up maybe second, third day after refeeding. But you'll begin to notice that whatever was left in your colon, if you refeed, you don't have to just refeed for half the time. You can spend as much time refeeding as you absolutely want to. And it just depends on you and what you're trying to do, right? But that'll help as well, just kind of pushing that old material through eating fruits and vegetables. So, and what I'm going to do after I finish my 40-day water fast is just what I decided to do in cycles. I'm going to do 40 days of water, and after I'm done with my water fast, I'm actually going into 40 days of juicing. And after I do 40 days of juicing, I'm going into all raw, right? So nothing but raw fruits and veggies, right? I want to stop this yo-yo weight cycle with myself and some of the other smaller pains that I still experience from time to time. Because before I started this water fast, I had started eating a lot of vegan junk food again. So my first water fast that I did last year, I actually lost 40 pounds. I gained half of that back because I reintroduced the vegan junk foods back again. But some of the weight that you lose on a water fast, you won't gain all that back. It'll be burned up forever unless you just completely don't care about what you're eating and just eat whatever. But if you want it to stay off and stay off completely, a water fast will burn it up real quick, and the weight that you lose right up front, it'll be all that excess water weight. So that's why, like, the first week or two, you lose like 10 to 14 pounds. That's one of the biggest weight loss, because it's getting all that excess fluid out your body. And I noticed that. So like I said, I know there was only like a pound difference from me weighing myself yesterday, but I can definitely tell I've lost some since I first started, but I just didn't weigh myself at the beginning. And the last time I weighed myself, I wanted before yesterday, which has been a while ago, I was at 225. So I'm not saying I lost all of that in the first week. I probably did. I definitely can tell that I lost some. But like I said, I'll keep you up on the weight and how that's progressing for those who are more interested in doing a water fast for weight loss. I'm not necessarily doing it for weight loss this time, because I know that's a given. When I do it, the weight is going to come off. More so, like I said, a couple other health reasons, and spiritually for me. So with that being said, that's my update for today, y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow.